Stop building someone else's dreams and build yours. Let me ask you a question. If you have a big salary and a big fancy title, could you let go of that pride and that ego and actually go and work in a supermarket stacking shelves on a lower salary? Well, I could and I did, but my question is, can you do it? Because that might be the sacrifice that you need to make in order to gain real freedom and real financial independence. Now, society is totally backwards, and we've been led to believe that we go through school, college, university, and you go get the corporate job, and then you become a slave to the wage. And then you spend your salary, and then you are dependent on your job. Now, here's the thing. The title and the salary is not the biggest flex. Time freedom with your loved ones and being able to do things that you love and that you're passionate about at any given moment, that's the biggest flex. It's not about who earns the most money with the big fancy title. We need to let go of that. And then we actually need to start analysing what's important in life, and ultimately it all comes down to, what do you do with your time? Because exchanging 40 hours or more for the big corporate job with the salary, with the company car, it's not worth it. And this is what my videos are about. If you're sitting here watching this and you've still got that outdated mindset that going to college, going to university, pleasing your parents, and then going and getting that doctor's, lawyer, whatever, big fancy job title, it's not worth it. Someone asked me the other day, Aaron, would you take a job salary for like 3 million a year? No. Could you imagine the stress and the headache and the commitment and the backstabbing and the dog eat dog political environment to earn 3 million a year in a salaried job, on call 7 days a week? Your partner never sees you, your kids don't see you, you're stressed, you're on anxiety tablets, you have an alter ego. The salary is not worth it. Again, I refer to go to London Bridge at 9 a.m. in the morning, look at the chaos coming off of the London Tube and London Bridge and Victoria, wherever anyone's departing from, look at the chaos and the rush and the stress, and then look at it again at 5 p.m. and this Groundhog Day, these corporate zombies are sucked into, they've got the mortgage, they've got the corporate job, they've got the salary, a flex of saying I'm on 160,000 as an investment banker or as a COO or a CFO in a big company in London and I'm on $500,000 a year. That's a red flag for me, because that doesn't equal freedom. They might have a big pay packet that they go and spend on a Porsche, and they go on a holiday once in a blue moon with their family, but there's no quality of life. Now, the older school generation will actually disagree with me, because it's been embedded that you have to go to school, you have to get good grades, good GCSEs, go to college, uni, and then you get the job, and that is classed as societal success. Well, actually things have changed, and that actually stems from fear of them ever chasing their dreams. One of my biggest fears and potential regret in life is knowing that I have everything, and you do as well, at our fingertips, not to at least try and build something for ourselves. And here's where the potential of letting go of your job that you're earning 50, 60, 70, 100,000, and learning to reduce your outgoings and your family expenses and learning to live on less. So get rid of that highly stressful job and go and work in a supermarket where no one knows you, or as a driver, stack shelves. And I'm going to talk a little bit about my previous job. When I kind of left school and everything like that, I could have gone into sales, I could have done many different things. I was never built for employment anyway, but I had this great opportunity, and I started in engineering where I was earning close to 50,000 a year. Highly stressful, long hours, and I knew deep down it wasn't for me, but as someone who was quite young, I was like, I'm nearly earning 50,000. But I made a very conscious decision when my son came into my life, just turning 20, that I needed to make this shift now to get more time back. So I went into shift work where I was doing 4 on 3 off. I went down to £25,000 a year. I've never needed to live on a lot. Me and my family, we don't have high expenses. We're not big spenders. We're not materialistic. We are minimalists, right? And we just enjoy time over materialistic things and trying to show people that we've got money, opposed to just knowing that we're financially comfortable, but we don't need to flex it. So for years, I was on this 25K, but it didn't matter. I wasn't trying to build myself up in the corporate world. I was just constantly working on myself, developing, educating, learning about entrepreneurship, business. And here's the exciting thing for all of you. You have AI, podcasts, YouTube, TikTok, all social media, Google, networking events, mentors for free, mentors for paid. You have all this at your fingertips. You have your phone, the laptop, where information is in abundance. You can just obtain any information that you need to learn how to build something for yourself, and you do it whilst building a job. But here's the trick of going, basically, in your eyes, what might be downgrading, leaving the high pressured, high amount of commitment when it comes to hours in a corporate job and going and getting a part-time job that just covers your bills, is you gain time back. And when you start that new job, you then need to commit to building your own dreams for the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. And you apply self-mastery. This is something I was very good at in my last job, is I didn't let anyone know that I was building a business. I went in, I did my job efficiently. I was the last one in, I was the first one out. I didn't do overtime. I didn't go for promotions. And I just focused on building something for me that my family would benefit. And as many of you know, in my 20s, I was able to build, in my eyes, a very successful sole trading finance business where I was raising a lot of private capital. I was working with a lot of investors, and I was able to cash stack a lot of money. I replaced my 9-to-5 job, and then I went full time into that business and then started investing into other ventures myself and started lending money. And then it all took off from there. And it's brought me to where I am at 32, where now I run multiple businesses and I'm very busy and I'm very blessed. But one thing I now have, because of those sacrifices in my 20s of avoiding the whole chasing a corporate job and a high paid salary, I went down to that 25,000 for years and just learned to manage my money and live on that in a humble way, so that ultimately I knew I was going to have a bigger and better and much more financially lucrative future. It's really just letting go of these old narratives of the bigger the job, the bigger the title, you know, it's the bigger the flex. It's really not, because I look at doctors, you know, some of the most unhappy individuals in careers are teachers, doctors, and lawyers. And those are the ones that our parents used to push. Not my parents, thankfully, but a lot of parents, they push their children to go into the corporate world and go get these fancy titles so that the parents can go to a barbecue and flex. My daughter and my son went to college and university and, oh, they're a doctor. Do they want to be a doctor? Well, I don't know. But I wanted them to be a doctor. And not only that, remaining in a job that is highly competitive. Remember, it goes up in like this pyramid. There's only so many promotions that you can have, but the mental health effects of highly stressful jobs are severe. I had a conversation with a guy the other day who's gone on to now quit his job, where he built a business on the side. By the way, that's what I endorse. You work a job and you build a business on the side. I'm just, you know, re-clarifying that. I do that in all of my videos, but I'm just saying it again in this one. And he said he's never felt more alive and himself since quitting his job, and he feels like he can breathe. And I totally get what he's saying. You really come into yourself when you actually go and work for yourself. I don't know if you can hear it. There is a damn loud crow out there in my garden. I'm trying to film a YouTube video, but it's totally true. You'll only become your true authentic self when you are out of an environment where you are pretending to be a character to please people. So when you can let go of what used to be the title and the salary, and you can learn to manage your money and understand what is truly important in life, which is time. Like, we're here for a short period of time. Please do not build someone else's dreams and not have given it a go for you. You can be anything that you want, anything that you want, and you can monetize anything. And these blooming crows will not be quiet. I'm gonna have to go get the old air rifle out after this. But seriously, pursue your own dreams. This was just a very raw and real video. I saw a video about this subject earlier and I thought it's kind of one that I've been wanting to talk about. So it kind of gave me the push to come down here today, this evening, and just crack on recording this. I hope you've taken the core message that the job title and the salary is not the flex. Time is. But you need to transition into another job that just covers your bills, gives you more time, whether that, you know, you can go and work part-time, depending on your family circumstances, of course. Like, if you have dependents and you have responsibilities and financial commitments, you're going to need a certain salary. I understand that. But what I would say is, can you reduce your family expenses? Like, do you need Netflix? Do you need Amazon Prime? Do you need all these outgoings for, say, the next 2 years? Or can you live on less and just start to make more calculated and better financial decisions whilst you're in the new phase of building something for yourself? Because here's the thing, in my 20s, me and my family, we lived on barely any money, but we got by. okay? We had food on the table, we had a roof over our heads, and that was the main thing. The situation we're in now, 10 years later, which is not a long time, right? I started this journey in my 20s, I'm 32 now. We have everything that we want. And we don't go without. And that's the beauty. And also working towards that life where you never have to ask permission. I know I'm only building my dreams and I never have to ask permission for anything. I work with who I want, when I want. We go on holiday when we want. You know, we literally just came back from Tenerife. I'll pop up a photo here. We're just about to jet off to Mallorca and then we come back and we go straight off to Disneyland. That's the lifestyle I wanted, where, you know, we could sit down in the lounge of an evening and go, got a bit of time in the next couple of months, the workload's a little bit less and, you know, whatever's going on, should we book a holiday? It might be a total chill holiday where we do nothing, or it might be a bit of a working holiday, you know, where I sit there in the evening and maybe do a couple of hours work on the laptop or just a couple of Zoom calls, but we're away as a family and there's no stress and it's all on our terms. And I want that for you. My main mission, as I've got in my YouTube description, is to help you build a life by design. And actually, I'll just pop it up on screen. This is the action planner I am creating. And what I'll do is I will put a link below where you can register to be on the waiting list for that, because I'm now creating my own action planner, which is called Life by Design. Or if there's not a link below, you can just put in the comments in brackets, would love a copy, put me on a pre-waiting list or whatever it is. So yeah, that's to come as well. And that is simplifying productivity, because I don't use any fancy software to run my life. I'm literally pen and paper on an A4 notebook pad and that's it. So look, I hope this video has just given you some clarity that it's not about the job title. It's actually about living just that simple life, being more humble, not having to have, you know, your ego rubbed because of your title. We all know those types of people in the workplace who strut around. Yeah, I'm the boss, I'm senior leader, I'm the regional manager of this place, and I'm on £68,235. Oh, show me respect. Although that's gross and actually I only take about £3,927 home, you know, the gross salary sounds good. And you soon come to realize when you work for yourself and you build autonomy and systems and processes and you use a lot of AI and lead generation that happens automatically, you soon realize that 60, 70, 80K is not a lot of money. And you can make far more than that if you work for yourself. Believe me, I mean, my social media across the board is multiple six figures now. So, and I've done that in 30 months across my social media platforms. And again, I haven't done anything special. I've shown up, I've done the things that needed to be done, and you can do that too. I really hope this has helped. I'll include a couple of videos at the end that I think would be worth watching after this one. Until next time, please do like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments if you agree, if you don't agree, if you're unsure, or you want to ask me a question. Until then, peace out.